So now there's more speculation that Jameson Williams could be traded. And Sports Illustrated looked at it. Albert Breer, the NFL insider, the senior NFL insider for Sports Illustrated, took a look and said, okay, there's players like Kayvon Thibodeau of the Giants, Jameson Williams of the Lions. They're due fifth year options. And that could allow for NFL teams to kind of say, wait a minute, if you make a deal for one of those players, you could have them for the next 2 years under team control. So at first, it was speculation, but now you look at it and you say, you know what, teams could call on Jameson Williams, but to me, I still would be shocked if the Lions were to part ways. I still expect the Lions by the May 1st deadline to exercise the fifth-year option, unless a deal, Christian, comes in that blows the Lions away with multiple picks. I just don't think that it's feasible for the Lions to trade Jameson Williams. What do you make of all the recent speculation? I understand why, because there has to be an odd man out, but I'm a little bit surprised that people think it's Jameson Williams with all the talent that he's got.
Yeah, he's very talented, and I think that where this is coming from is the fact that the Lions may not extend him long-term, and if they're not going to extend him long-term, then there's a lot more to be had if you were to trade him than if you were to just let him walk. And I think that when you look at the overall scape of things with the Lions and you look at all the different guys they have to pay, like with some of the off-field stuff and the injuries with Jameson Williams, then yeah, there's a legitimate argument to be had there. Do I think it happens this year? No, I do not. But what I do think could happen is I think they're going to pick up his option. And if they pick that option up, that gives them or a team they were to trade him to another year of team control. And I think that is a big factor in all this because let's face it, if the Lions hold on to him and you wait a year, 2 years down the line at the end of that fifth year and you look to trade him maybe at that deadline, depending on where you're at or whatever, the value may not be what it is right now. And so I think what some of this conversation is coming from is the fact that he's coming off of a very good year and he has had some off-field stuff that has limited him in the past. And so in some minds, his value may not get higher. It may feel like it's not going to get any higher than it is right now. And so that's where that argument's coming from, in my opinion, is that why not just trade him now while his value is at its peak if you think that he's going to regress in some fashion in 2025 and beyond. So I think that the whole Jameson Williams conversation is fascinating because he's a very good player. An underrated aspect of this is how much of a figure in the city of Detroit he has become and how involved he is in the community. And the fan base has really embraced him as well. So do I think it happens on draft day? No. And do I think this ends with a trade? Not necessarily. But he certainly is one worth watching throughout the rest of this offseason and into next.